Racing at its fastest and most competitive. The Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing Series parades its power at Georgia's Rome Speedway. And you have a front row seat as Ford Heavy Trucks brings you the action. Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing Series Television is brought to you by Ford Heavy Trucks, maker of the all-new Aeromax and Louisville Truck Series. Together, we can run the country. And by the Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing Series, America's biggest dirt track late model series. The Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing Series continues to storm across the South, the birthplace of this incredible racing series for dirt track late models, and now it arrives at North Georgia's Super Dirt Speedway, Rome International. Hello, race fans. This is Trace Ali, along with Ozzie Altman, the voice of the Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing Series. And once again, speed is the issue at this particular racetrack. A super half mile, and the mystery of setups here gets even crazier. Everybody's talking about that.
Every crew member and driver down in the pit area right now are scratching their heads, wondering about what type of shocks, what type of springs, what tire compound to run. This is a remarkably fast racing surface here. In fact, it's built as the fastest half-mile clay oval in the South. Last year, the pole speed averaged around the half mile, 127 miles per hour.
It's the job of the driver, of course, to get that crew to know exactly how to put the car together. But it takes a great race crew to figure it out. One of those happens to be GVS Racing, currently the crew that takes Billy Moyer to the top in the national points race.
Billy Moyer has never raced at Rome Speedway in his career. Now as he runs for the national championship in 1997, those crew members down on the GVS Racing team are playing a critical role in the setup for this race and the season as they chase that title.
Ronnie, let's talk about the role of a crew chief in Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing Series action. Describe your work with your crew and how you kind of organize and decipher things for everybody.
Well, it's changed a lot in the last few years, Trace. It's got now where you have to handle a lot of motel reservations and keeping the crew organized on where you're going to be going the next weekend as far as getting the right motors and the right car for the track combinations where you're going to be going. So the role's definitely changed a lot in the last couple of years. We have to depend a lot on your crew to help you maintain your cars because you're handling a lot of the mechanical abilities as far as keeping up with the laps on the rear ends and the engines also. So you have to know when to get them sent off, rebuilt, so have them back in the shop for the right race.
Talk about your job here at the racetrack. You're primarily involved with tire changing, but you also do other things.
My job's mainly to maintenance the car, keep it, nut and bolted, and help change shock springs and gears or whatever, and if we have a flat coming in, I do the tire change, and my brother usually run the jack or something, and it's pretty, you got to stay on your toes to get him in and out as quick as possible, so it's pretty neat.
Well, let's talk about your role with the GVS race team. I know you and Ronnie spend a lot of time working on things together. Let's talk about some of those things that you're involved in.
Yeah, I change tires, I change motors at the shop, when I get through with the truck, stocking and washing and all that, and I go in the shop and work on it, on the cars and stuff, and it's just a lot of fun.
Steve, what's it like to be a part of a team like that with the guys you've come to know in this team?
It's a real good feeling. Billy Moyer, he's an excellent race car driver, and we try to be the best that we can be as a team to support him. He does a lot on his own, but we do a lot on our own to get him there. So, it's a team effort. I rank us as one of the top teams. Everybody's got their own individual jobs. Ronnie's got his responsibilities as crew chief. I take care of tires and all the sheet metal work, and I have some help on sheet metal work at home. Keith's on the maintenance, and Doyle's on the truck. Everybody's got their own deal, and when everybody gets their job done, they go and try to help each other, and if I get done here, I'm helping Doyle, or he's helping me, and we just all have to work together.
Billy, you've talked about your crew. Is this a great crew or what? I've been talking to all of them. It seems like they're all great guys together, and they're really willing to work hard for you.
They are. They, you know, Joel, you know, had most of the guys that work on this team, you know, before I come on here. You know, one, Steve, come with me from my old team, and, you know, he's come in there and gelled with them guys real well, and, you know, they do a super job. You know, they make my job a lot easier on me, not worrying about something going to fall off. You know, we've had very little failures of, you know, if any, of anything happening that, you know, is crew related. You know, we've had things happen, maybe the motor or whatever, but it's sort of out of these guys' hands, you know, so they do a super job day in, day out.
Billy Moyer's fate at Rome Speedway lies in the hands of those guys on the GVS racing team, as does each driver there. They are the people that set up the cars for these drivers.
The spirit of that team is so obvious when you see them at work, no matter how hot, no matter how cold. They're always putting together a great race team. But one of the things that makes this an interesting thing for everyone watching as we go faster and faster with the Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing Series is its rookie crop. And it's got another great one in 1997. When we return to Rome Speedway, we meet some of those rookie drivers and talk about their impressions of racing in the Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing Series when we come back. Back we go to Rome International Speedway. Once again, one of the fastest racetracks the Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing Series faces all season. Hello, Trace Ali again with Ozzie Altman. We continue to explore all the great things about this racetrack, but let's also talk about the race car drivers. This year, as we mentioned before the break, an incredible group of rookies have come together to compete in the Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing Series and certainly have their work cut out for them, Ozzie.
Yeah, they do tonight. They're going to get a crash course in Go Fast here at Rome Speedway tonight. Great crop of rookies. Earl Pearson Jr. out of Jacksonville, Florida, leads the way in the chase for that Rookie of the Year title. And although he may be a rookie, he's already claimed one win in 1997. We had a chance to get the perspective from the rookies.
Earl, let's talk about this year. How does it feel to be a so-called rookie when we know you've already got a lot of other experience in this particular series?
Well, it's a great feeling. You know, you run against Billy Moyer, Bill Fry, and all them. If you outrun them, you've done something in your rookie year. You only have one chance at it, and we're leading the rookie points right now, and I hope we continue to do that and win the championship this year. We had a great week there in Volusia, and we won and outrun the best in the business, and for a rookie, that's a great accomplishment for me anyway.
Dwayne, let's talk about the Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing Series. Why is that your series of choice? You're a rookie battling against some very strong, experienced teams.
Well, the racetracks that we went to this year, I mean, it's a lot of experience for me to learn the racetracks, to learn the grooves, type of grooves. And the guys, you know, they don't tear your stuff up. They give you clean racing, good clean racing. And I mean, it's a lot of experience for me to learn.
Jason, let's talk about the Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing Series. Obviously, you like a challenge. That's why you're racing here.
I like it. I like the tracks that they run. Back home, you know, the tracks are smaller. I like these bigger, wider, faster tracks that you can race on. That's what really turns me on about this deal is running these type tracks. You know, because I'm inexperienced. Sometimes I might mess up, but, you know, I can come back, you know, and I have a chance to do something in the race and do some passing, and that's what I like.
The point of view from the freshman class of 1997 Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing Series action. Trace, those rookies have their work cut out for them here at Rome Speedway.
But they remain undaunted and unafraid to challenge the experience of the bigger, heavier finance teams. And boy, they're making a show of it every step of the way. Heat race action faces them as well as the big guns tonight.
Wild scrambled action here at the fast half mile at Rome and those heat races. Let's take a look at what happened in each of the heats.
Rome Speedway, known for its 120-mile average speed, sees Jeff Treese a little squirrely in the 6 car. 17M dives below him. Marshall Green gets into the 17M car, gets the worst of the damage. Ray Cook in the 53 car behind him in that 4-way split does an amazing job of saving his car. But Marshall Green, of course, showing the most damage as we continue to race. Heat race number 1, though, was a runaway for Mark Miner, who will take the pole position for tonight's big race in Rome. 81 is Granger Howell. He's racing to the inside, bumps the 7 car of Earl Pearson. As the 66 car of Bill Fry gets squirrely, bounces into Zach Nichols in the 17 car. Neither car suffering damage, holding their line and doing a tremendous job through turn 2. But up front, running and cruising smoothly, it's Donnie Moran taking the favored position and heat race number 2. In the next heat, the 31 car of Skip Arp on the pole with David Gibson digging hard from the outside, gaining the momentum and picking up speed down the back straightaway as they both approach 130 miles an hour going into the turn. Billy Moyer trying to find the line behind them in third, but it's David Gibson in the G2 car who's made the pass on the 31 car. Followed now out of 2 with a quick smooth move of the 21 car of Billy Moyer. So Ash Flat, Arkansas's David Gibson wins the race heat, followed by Billy Moyer, the points leader of the Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing Series. In heat race number 4, the 25 car of Jody Somerville outdistanced by the 87, while behind them the 24 Buster Goss puts on a lot of speed in front of the 60 car of Gar Dixon and Wade Knowles in 66, but a little too much speed as he gets around and backs into the wall in turn 3. Not terribly much damage. He'll get back in the race. But it's Wendell Wallace in the 6M car driving for Monday Motorsports who picks up the win in heat race number 4 to join the rest of the field. So Mark Miner picks up his first pole position of the Hav-A-Tampa season for 1997. On the outside, it'll be Donnie Moran. Row number 2, it's David Gibson inside and Wendell Wallace to the outside.
Well, that's how it happened in the heat races here at Rome Speedway to set the starting lineup for the feature event. A lot of diving and darting around this fast half-mile track.
Fast is only the half of it. Boy, were they going fast. But they've got even more speed ahead of them as they compete in tonight's big 100-lap feature for $10,000 going to the winner. The Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing Series is about to get into action once again with another big feature. When we come back, we look at tonight's lineup from Rome International Speedway as Ford Heavy Trucks brings you the Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing Series. Rome International Speedway in North Georgia gets ready as thousands of race fans sit on the edge of their seats ready for incredible racing here tonight as the Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing Series gets ready for race 15, a full 24-car field, plenty of surprises, and all of them exciting. Starting on row number 1, it's the 7M car of Mark Miner from Stockbridge, Georgia. A big surprise and certainly a welcome surprise tonight. Right next to him, Donnie Moran out of Dresden, Ohio, starting second in the 99 car. In row number 2, it's the G2 car of David Gibson, former Rookie of the Year from Ash Flat, Arkansas. And on the outside of him, from Batesville, Arkansas, it's Wendell Wallace in the 6M car starting in 4th. Ozzie joins us now as we go to row number 3 inside with Jason Smith.
Jason Smith, a young gun on the Hav-A-Tampa Series, trying to win that Rookie of the Year award, has that black number 12. He's from Laurel, Mississippi. And alongside of him, it's Bill Fry out of Greenbrier, Arkansas.
And row number 4, it's a 21 car of Billy Moyer from Batesville, Arkansas. 87 of Rex Ritchie rides beside him, starting in 8th from Ringgold, Georgia. In row number 5, it's a 17M car. Starting 9th, it's Dale McDowell of Rossville, Georgia. Granger Howell in the 81 car starts 10th from Kingston, Georgia. In row 6, it's the 31 car inside of Skip Arp from Georgetown, Tennessee. On the outside of the row, the 60 car of Gar Dixon from Flintstone, Georgia. On row number 7, it's Ray Cook in the 53 car from Murphy, North Carolina. Outside, Earl Pearson, starting 14th in car number 7 from Jacksonville, Florida. Row 8, inside Freddie Smith, defending 1996 Series champion from Knoxville, Tennessee. And the 24 car of Tim Day will ride outside Freddie Smith's position from Alpharetta, Georgia. In row 9, inside Clint Smith, winner of one of the recent Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Series races. Griffin, Georgia's his hometown. And from Cedartown, Georgia, Zach Nichols in the 17. The orange 17 car rides outside row number 9. In row 10, it's Steve Russell from Pontotoc, Mississippi in the G1 car. 20th starting position belongs to Jeff Smith in the 70 car from Kings Mountain, North Carolina. Row number 11, it's the 89 car of Marshall Green, the 39 car of Dwayne Hughes, and the row number 12 is Johnny Verdon and Ronnie Johnson as they get set to cut them loose right here with flying speed and over-the-top horsepower as they race through turn 1. Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Track Racing's underway as Ozzie Altman joins us.
Donnie Moran wastes no time. He draws alongside pole sitter Mark Miner. They battle side by side for the lead, working through turns 3 and 4. Look at David Gibson running back there in 3rd. He's toting that front left tire as he worked out of the corner.
Mark Miner shows that style of his he's developed here on North Georgia racetracks as he cuts down, coming around the front straightaway, and now on the back straightaway leading the 99 car of Donnie Moran. Donnie Moran in a slide in turn 4. David Gibson underneath in G2.
I'm telling you, Mark Miner looks awfully strong, Traces. He's pulled out in front of Moran by about 6 car lengths already here as we're working lap number 3.
Wendell Wallace is wasting no time as he goes low on the inside out of 2. David Gibson's up on the wall, out on the back straightaway. He got in the cushion and found himself up into the wall, could not control it, and just took a hit. Just took another hit as another car went by. I believe it was the 39 car.
It's Tim Day in the 24 car. He closed up, had not seen the incident up there in front of him. Clint Smith had just worked down under David Gibson to get around him. and it was Tim Day that collected the rear end of David Gibson, causing even more damage. I think he might have got a piece of Clint Smith as well. We'll have to check. And yes, and you can look on the left rear quarter panel of Clint Smith. He's taken some damage as well.
That was a very unfortunate situation for David Gibson, who had his best starting position with the Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing Series that he's had in quite some time. What a disappointment for David Gibson. The G2 car sits out there in turn 3. The officials get out to it to take a look to see if he can get it started up and off the racetrack. If not, they'll have to bring out the tow. We'll take a stop right here for the Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing Series television coverage brought to you by Ford Heavy Trucks, and we'll be back with a restart here tonight. Ford Heavy Trucks has one of America's hardest working dump trucks, the Louisville. It's also one of the largest. Bob Shaver comments.
Dump truckers work long hours, and with the automatic tarps and things like that, the inside comfort of the truck is very, very important, because a driver can get in there and work a 12, 14-hour day, and because of the increased size and comfort of the cab, good air conditioning systems, good filtration systems to filter the dirt out of the cab, good insulation so that the sounds are lower. He's a more rested person at the end of the day than driving a truck that with no air conditioning and 90 to 100 degrees heat, and by 4 o'clock he's pretty well beat. Now with the newer cabs and the newer comfort, he can work those longer hours and get the job done and make more money.
As the new Ford Aeromax 113 turns the miles across America, the eyes of America's trucking industry are turning to Ford. Ford research among 5,000 truck drivers and owners brought forth the most requested customer features in Ford's Aeromax 113. In today's terms, big comfort, power to operate, and control at the wheel are all in the hands of today's driver. See it and ride the new wave of trucking success in Ford's Aeromax 113.
Coming back to Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing Series television coverage, brought to you by Iskey Racing Cams. A quick look. Miner, Moran, Wallace, Fry, and Jason Smith come out to top 5 as we race into turn 1. And again, Mark Miner has plenty of speed and scoots away from the field. Only Donnie Moran keeps him within sight as they go 2 wide down the back straightaway. Now Billy Moyer going inside Jason Smith.
That would be a battle for the 5th position, Trace, as you see Bill Fry running just in front of him. Moyer makes the pass work on the front straightaway, and he'll try to reel in the cars just in front of him. Bill Fry up there running in 4th.
Behind them, as we watch Jason Smith sliding, and now another car going to the inside of him, the 17M of Dale McDowell. It was 2 wide, 3 wide going through turn 1 behind them as they battle back in the 10th and 11th positions. They string out just a little bit now.
Tim Day, who was involved in that incident with David Gibson, now takes his car pit sign, so that leaves 22 drivers on the racetrack. All of the cars on the lead lap as we're working on lap number 5.
Stockbridge, Georgia's Mark Miner leads, but on the backside there, Freddie Smith already showing some lower right rear damage on the car, is getting pushed around just a little bit by Clint Smith. They made a little bit of contact coming through turn 4, and now Clint does it to him again. Taps Freddie Smith again on the lower left side of the back quarter panel.
Look at Gar Dixon. He's having a whale of a run here this evening. Of course, he had a good run in the heat. He goes to the outside of Clint Smith, and now he'll try to reel in Freddie Smith.
They make contact there. Clint Smith swerved to the left, to the right, brought it back, got the speed back up, and he comes back for momentum in turn 3, while on the outside, the 17, it looks like if Zach Nichols is chasing after him.
There we go with Skip Arp. He's got a really fast race car here tonight. He tries to go underneath longtime racing friend Dale McDowell. He'll make that pass work. Arp won a heat race in the last event, and the car broke before the race could officially get started, or won the pole, actually, and couldn't take the green flag to the feature.
The 31 car dives into the track there. The low side saw a little bump action there. A little bit of the track turned away underneath him, but Skip Arp flying down through turn 3 and 4 with action behind him of the 21 car, I believe. Donnie Moran still in second, looking smooth down the back straightaway, going into 3, staying deep into the throttle all the way through. Not really lifting too hard, staying very strong on the high side. He's found that to be the quickest way for him tonight here, Ozzie.
Look at the story, though, just in front of them. As you see Donnie Moran and Wendell Wallace work down the back straightaway. Wallace coming up to 3rd and starting to close on Moran a little bit, but the car coming out of turn 4 just at the bottom of your screen, you saw him flash by. Mark Miner has never, there he is, and he's in, oh, that's Earl Pearson Jr.,
Yes.
excuse me. Mark Miner has never won a Hav-A-Tampa event. He runs for an Atlanta-based operation. Ronnie Dobbins, they're great guys, and they have really got their act together here this weekend.
Mark Miner now looking 3 wide. Granger Howell trying to stay ahead of the 60 car of Gar Dixon. Inside, it's Clint Smith. Clint Smith in the Dunbenson Ford, a recent winner of a Hav-A-Tampa race, looking for race win number 5 tonight and looking pretty darn good at this moment.
Dixon and Clint Smith have continued this battle for about the past 5 laps or so. They're working now again, like you said, under Granger Howell. Granger Howell, incidentally, holds the track qualifying record here. Imagine this, Trace, a half-mile racetrack. He turned it in 14.10 seconds a couple of years back.
Just unbelievable speed on nearly a half mile. Gar Dixon having a great run here, just a super performance tonight in that 60 car. He lent his other car to Ronnie Johnson, who's near the back of the pack. But Clint Smith, working the low side, continues to inch around turn 2, coming out with over 90 miles an hour speed, flying down the back straightaway.
There is Wendell Wallace taking it down into turns 1 and 2.
Wendell Wallace looking extremely strong also. He is battling back in third and apparently is beginning to sense that he might have enough car to make an early run and a low side pass on Moran. Moran may have had some problems that we didn't see everything other than that smoke earlier, but Moran stays strong, whipsawing through turn 2 and speeding up down the back straightaway with Wallace fully in tow.
There's the lead trio out of turn number 4, Mark Miner. He's originally from St. Louis, Missouri. His father was a longtime campaigner in stock car racing in the Midwest, and of course he's moved trouble. In turn 4, Steve Russell got into the concrete. Sparks flew, Russell back in the gas, and we stay green.
That G1 car continues his flight down and through turn 1. We see the speed of all the Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing Series cars as they go by, reaching speeds of nearly 140 miles an hour as they go into turn 1. That's Wendell Wallace in the 6M chasing Donnie Moran. A big story that will continue to unfold right now.
The battle is for second. There you see it on the screen. Wendell Wallace on the inside. Donnie Moran scoots up the banking. Wallace tries to make the run down low. He's building momentum down there. He'll try to draw alongside Moran. Wallace, who's second in the points coming into tonight. Moran, who is in 4th, and they're battling for big money here. But while they're doing this, Trace, Mark Miner is slipping away from him. He's already working into lap traffic.
2 truly tough competitors going side by side early in the race. Great for race fans, but tough on cars trying to get through a race and make those tires last. They went around someone low on the inside. It was the G1 of Steve Russell.
Russell, who made contact with the concrete on the outside of turn 4 a little while ago, has definitely damaged that car. It was a hard lick, Trace, sparks showering that turn 4 area, and Russell apparently may be done for the evening as he makes that hard left-hand turn to the pit.
If he has any time for adjustments, it's not long, that's for sure. As Mark Miner on your screen flies again, now 22 laps into this race, hunting $10,000 here at Rome Speedway as race number 15 for the Hav-A-Tampa Series 97 season rolls on. Here's Rex Ritchie.
Rex Ritchie tries to put it down between Dale McDowell. McDowell having a remarkable run. He's worked his way up. Now, Ritchie knows how to run this racetrack. So does McDowell. They grew up in this area and raced here many years, but now the second-place battle heats up. Moran on the outside, Wallace down low.
Now it's the battle of the high and the low groove. Moran on the high road, Wendell Wallace seeking atonement as he goes under deep on the low side, fighting deep into 3, coming around, maintaining the motion and the momentum. But Moran continues to hold him off, although they bunch up as they get into turn 1. Every time they come back, they split apart, fly through turn 2, and then go side by side like drag racing monsters down the back straightaway.
Wendell Wallace really has that low groove figured out. Now, it would not surprise me to see Donnie Moran even step up a little higher in the bankings in 1 and 2. This track is a weird configuration, Trace. Not only do the drivers have to contend with the speed, they run downhill on the front straightaway. Turns 1 and 2 are severely banked, while turns 3 and 4, although have pretty good banking to them, not quite a grade or degree as the turns on the opposite end of the track.
And even though those 2 particular cars battle side by side, Mark Miner is actually not pulling away. He's holding about an 8-car length lead, but he's not actually pulling away from him. Normally, when 2 cars fight like that, they slow each other down while the leader pulls away.
One car is off the pace. You saw it up high there. That is Zach Nichols out of Cedartown, Georgia. He's trying to work up high out of harm's way as we stay green. We'll see if he's able to dive down to the bottom once this field rolls by and get it into the pits. If he's able to do that, we'll stay green, but I don't think it'll happen as cars are scattered all over the racetrack. There was just not a hole for him to get down to the pit. So Zach Nichols will definitely take it to the pits here on lap 28.
Way too much traffic for Zach Nichols. He could not pull down the racetrack and keep it moving and try to find a way out there in turn 3 and re-enter the pits, keep the race underway, but unfortunately it didn't happen that way. We're looking at lap number 28 complete here at Rome Speedway tonight. Of course, incredible racing going on as all of the great folks that bring you this series, the Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing Series, Ford Heavy Trucks, and all the rest get together to bring you great coverage. And, of course, tonight, the local sponsorship of Georgia Tool and Equipment Rental for the Rental 100 here tonight at Rome Speedway.
20 cars remain on the racetrack right now of the original 24 cars. Several others have fallen by the wayside. Tim Day in the 24 car was caught up in an accident. He's gone out. Steve Russell in the G1 car caught the wall. That caused damage to put him out of the race, and the most recent caution for Zach Nichols, who's also out. Here they come. As they go to the cone, they're in the gas. Mark Miner leads the charge down the front straightaway. Excitement as you look at that speed shot. The speeds at this speedway are tremendous. Wendell Wallace trying to get that second spot away from Donnie Moran.
Wendell Wallace tried to put the jump inside, but right now, Jason Smith has got cars all over him as he comes out of the 12 car in turn 4 down the dog leg of the front straightaway, and inside it's Dale McDowell, 17M car, battling hard, coming under the low side, trying to take it away from Jason Smith.
There is McDowell and Jason Smith. Jason Smith, the young gun out of Mississippi. Right in front of him, you saw Skip Harp and Bill Fry flash by. Billy Moyer has really put the pressure on Bill Fry, and he got by him a couple of laps ago up to that 4th position.
And the Ford Mustang of Ray Cook in the 53 car also coming up now inside Jason Smith and is making his move to go to the low side and take another position away from Jason. Jason fights him off, though, as they come back past us here on the front straightaway.
Again, we see Donnie Moran holding off Wendell Wallace for the 2nd position. Trace, last time by, when they came out of turn 4, Wallace tries to make the move. As they come to the flag stand, Wallace will take the 2nd position at the stripe. We'll see if he can hold it here through turns 1 and 2.
Two tough drivers, two great race cars bringing out the flash bulbs all over the racetrack as they score another big surprise. Nobody else was expecting to see these two cars battling so hard so early, and Wallace in front of Moran after Moran starting on the outside of row number 1.
There we look at a gaggle of cars. Trace, they've been 3 wide at several points of this racetrack. Ray Cook underneath, Rex Ritchie. Now we look back, there's Clint Smith in that mix right in the middle of the sandwich as all of those cars battle for position down the front straightaway.
And Ray Cook continues to make progress, although like you said, Clint Smith is definitely coming right up behind him there on the outside, the high side of 2. Rex Ritchie holding them both off just a little bit, plenty of speed, and he has looked pretty good in the corners too as he continues to work from the top side of 3 down across the line on 4 and then back to the high side in the middle of the front straightaway. That 12 car of Jason Smith, though, also impeccably strong.
Yes, he is. Rex Ritchie is at a strong car this weekend here at Rome. He tries to work and close in underneath the Smith car. Both cars bobble a little bit out of the turns as they close in on Dale McDowell.
The 12 car of Jason Smith is proof that in this type of racing, if you've got the ability, get the right equipment, you can get into it. He told me in an interview before the race, he said simply, 2 years ago I was sitting in the stands watching these guys, now I'm racing with them.
Meanwhile, up front, Mark Miner leads, but the story developing is right behind him. Wendell Wallace, after getting around Donnie Moran, begins to close in on your leader. Wendell Wallace knows what a big win would do for him tonight.
Wendell Wallace started 4th. He's made improvement by 2 positions tonight, but those are 2 huge positions as he tails the action of Mark Miner. Mark continues to work strong on the high side, but Wendell Wallace continues to creep after him, going to the low side in turn 1 and 2 and making speed happen over and over again on the back straightaway, holding his own as he dives in again. Now with Mark Miner going low to hold him back.
Wallace looked like he might have changed his line a little bit there, but he is definitely coming. He is almost on the rear deck lid of Miner as he closes in, using that low groove. The down the back straightaway there, nose to tail. Wallace ready to make the move. We'll see if he can do it out of turn 4.
They're on the 40th lap as they come through turn 4. Will Wallace take him on this run? They come down the front straightaway. Mark Miner fighting high on the outside, holding his own, keeping that race car stable, but Wendell Wallace has got plenty of power, plenty of aggression, and ready to roll through the turn. Staying low, he goes to the inside, still going, battling side by side down the front straightaway, holding the lines. How long do they stay this way?
Side-by-side battle for the lead here at Rome Speedway. Door handle to door handle. Wallace on the inside, Minor on the outside. Wallace ready to take the lead on this lap out of turn 4. It's a dead heat. I think Minor had him by about 10 inches at the stripe.
No intimidation can be too small or too large for either one of these race car drivers. Look at him go. There's Wendell Wallace apparently now getting the position. He has done it. He slips past the left front fender of Mark Minor. Mark now has to fall in behind him down the front straightaway into turn 1 and 2, but stays real close to the backside.
Wendell Wallace gets by Mark Minor at lap number 44 and looks like he's ready to pull away as they work through a lap car. They get by Dwayne Hughes. There is Rex Ritchie now as he finally makes the move underneath Jason Smith. Smith, not wanting to yield that position, charges back on the outside.
Jason Smith doing an excellent job as a rookie driver in the series, holding off Rex Ritchie. In fact, just held him off enough and apparently knocked the momentum off of the 87 car. He lost a shift or something, fell back 2 or 3 places as Jason Smith went on down the racetrack.
Here's the battle for the 3rd position. Billy Moyer ready to get up front. He's got Bill Fry knocking on the door behind him. Moyer dives to the inside of Moran. Trace, we saw this a couple of races ago where they ran side by side. Moran came out on top here. Moyer wants a little bit of sweet revenge here at Rome tonight.
How Moyer and Fry did not get together on the front straightaway is amazing. They came down on each other. I couldn't have been more than a breath between those 2 cars, but Moyer works the inside coming up under Donnie Moran. He's got a score to settle with Moran, as several people might have remembered from Hagerstown Speedway when Moran took away 98 laps of winning from Billy Moyer with one little tap and ran away with it to take that victory.
No bad blood there. Look at Bill Fry dive to the bottom. Yeah, Moran and Moyer were just involved in just some competitive racing, precision, and intensity out there tonight as Billy Moyer still tries to work around him, and we'll watch and see if Bill Fry can get into the picture. Fry's got company now. Skip Arp tried to make a move, and then he scooted up the banking, so Arp, another car that may be in contention before it's over tonight.
Moyer definitely has found a good setup because he has been aggressive and on the move throughout this race. The best part is it's the first time he's ever raced here, and a lot of concern there. He was on the track for 1 hot lap and immediately came in. His entire crew ran over and made a chassis adjustment. I mean, he didn't even spend more than a lap out there at that time, but finds himself psychologically prepared now and doing extremely well.
How about Ray Cook? He is having a whale of a run using the high side. He's picked up that spot away from Clint Smith. Now he battles alongside Dale McDowell. They touch down the front straightaway.
Great control between the 53 and the 17M car as they go down the front straightaway. Ray Cook working to great advantage off that turn 2. Zips by the 17M car. Looked like he slowed just momentarily. Rex Ritchie got up into it. Rex Ritchie slides out in turn 4. And the rest of the traffic has gone by without touching him. He remains unscathed. The car's okay. We're not quite sure what caused it, but he might have had just a little help there in traffic. There were plenty of cars all around him.
Well, you take it into those turns at those speeds that these guys are running right now, and it doesn't take much for it to get out from under you. Rex Ritchie out of nearby Ringgold, Georgia. 6 Hav-A-Tampa wins in his career. He's in that yellow number 87 machine, and he has problems here on lap number 53. Wendell Wallace is your leader here as we've just passed the halfway point. Wallace in search of Hav-A-Tampa win number 3 of the 1997 season. You know, if he wins tonight, he'll be tied with his teammate Dale McDowell for the all-time for the 4th position on the all-time Hav-A-Tampa win list with 8.
That's another set of firsts that the 2 of them have tied together. Again, Monday Motorsports has got to be very proud of the accomplishments of these 2 drivers as they continue to just bowl over the competition, and both of them continue to improve so dramatically in every race.
It's definitely evident, and they're racing this year. They have their program together, as we talked about earlier. Mark Minor still having a whale of a run in 2nd. Wallace brings him out of turn 4. They're ready to light him up as J.C. Little waves the green flag. We're back underway.
Wendell Wallace has plenty of action in his car, and in his mind, he's ready to go and take another win. And as he scoots down the back straightaway, looks flawless in his approach to turn 3 and 4. Again, they're working through a little bit of rough stuff in the turn 3-4 area, but it doesn't seem to be slowing them down at all. Moyer now deep inside the 99 car. We've got a serious battle going. 2 wide down the back straightaway. Will Moyer hold him down this time? Will Moyer take that position? It looks like he may have almost pulled it off, but doesn't quite take it away. They're going together sideways, putting the metal to each other down the front straightaway. No quarter in this race.
You'd think they were running for $100,000 here tonight. They're battling for 3rd. Billy Moyer on the inside, Donnie Moran on the outside, Bill Fry and Skip Arp right behind him saying, oh, just give us a shot and we'll move up there with you.
Passable racetrack, great action in every corner. 21-99, the best battle we've seen so far, perhaps, except let's not forget Wendell Wallace, and of course, we saw a repeat of it earlier, or we saw the original version of it with Mark Miner.
There is Moran now. He settles back up in front of Moyer. That puts him back in third. Moyer in fourth. The battle for fifth. Skip Arp on the outside of Bill Fry. I'm telling you, Trace, Skip Arp is moving up through this field.
Those two cars, the 99 of Moran and the 21 of Billy Moyer, have been fighting so hard that behind them other cars have re-strategized and come up with a new plan to attack them. Ray Cook continue a strong effort down the back straightaway. Clint Smith still trying to trail inside and stay with him. On the outside, Dale McDowell in the 17M as they race through turn 4, stacking up again with one of the covers flying off, taking a bounce off one of the other cars on the front straightaway.
That was just a foam air breather cover, a wrap that goes around it, so no harm, no foul, as that piece of foam is not going to hurt anything, and it bounced down to the inside where it would not harm anything on the racetrack. Ray Cook continues to impress the guys out there. He closes up behind that battle. Skip Arp in front of him. He's still battling alongside of Clint Smith.
Ray Cook told me earlier tonight when I walked through the pits, you know, I said, Ray, hang in there. Don't give up. You're going to get it back. He said, we know we will. We're going to be there tonight.
There you see a wild scramble with about 6 or 7 cars mixing it up as we go back to the leader, Wendell Wallace. He has stretched that lead now over second place Mark Miner to about a half a straightaway advantage. Wallace still continuing to use that low groove around this half-mile racetrack.
Wendell Wallace had experimented with smaller engines in several races earlier this season, but he's gone back to the big block, and it shows tonight with all that power and plenty of speed.
There you see Clint Smith and Ray Cook continuing their little party down the front straightaway. A pair of Ford Mustangs continuing to battle with Dale McDowell right behind them. 63 laps complete. And there you see the white number 1, Clint Smith out of Griffin, Georgia, and Ray Cook, the Murphy, North Carolina driver, back to the battle between the 21 of Moyer and the 99 of Moran side by side again as they work down the back chute.
This just gets better and better. Donnie Moran, flying on the high side, has not really given up the position, although he did slip back behind Moyer on one part of one lap, but took it right back on the backside as they got out of turn 2 on the back straightaway. Again, a repeat performance as the two of them emerge out of turn 2, still breathing white hot and flying after each other. Super speed and great control. What a master of a race car these two men are.
Speed shot as they rumble by. You see now another battle developing between the cars just behind these cars you see on the screen. Bill Fry and Skip Arp going after it as Arp goes to the high side of Fry. There's your leader, Wendell Wallace.
Plenty of speed as he goes into turn 1 and 2. Now it's a free sailing kind of run for him. All he's got to do is keep the car perfect and just keep moving with all that speed. Behind him, as you can see, almost a straightaway behind is the second place car chasing him down. And that, of course, is Mark Miner, who led so beautifully there at the early stages, about the first 20% of the race.
Wallace continues to motor around here. 85 laps complete with only 15 remaining.
Strength, power, speed, it's all here as one turn after another continues to roll around here at Rome Speedway with the Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing Series. Skip Arp is definitely going after it now. He puts a fender into the left rear quarter panel of the 99 car, leaving it crimped in there. The 39 cars on the front straightaway trying to get off, not to bring out the caution. 3 wide out of turn 4. What a battle are we looking at down there. My goodness, look at this. Skip Arp coming under Donnie Moran. They just about made contact again. This time Moran now looking a little bit loose out there as his tire wear begins to tell.
Moran pitches the rear end of that number 99 out sideways. Arp bends down to the bottom. That is a 3-car battle for the 3rd position. Those two trying to pull away. Fry using the lower groove. Moran shuts the door on Fry to hold on to the 4th spot.
Bill Fry out of Greenbrier, Arkansas has nothing left in him tonight but only one thing. That is, he's got to find himself to the front. He's got to find a win. He's so ready for a win. He's been on the verge of it and had it literally snatched away from him in 2 or 3 instances recently, well publicized throughout the dirt track late model world.
There you see the 53 of Ray Cook, followed by the 17M of Dale McDowell and Clint Smith in that white number 1 as they continue to run in the top 10 here. Back to the battle for 3rd. Skip Arp is now pulled away. Bill Fry will try to take the 4th spot away from Donnie Moran.
Moran's car just isn't as strong as it's been a couple of the other times we've seen it. He's had trouble getting into the race. For some strange reason lately, some of the mechanical things began to come back. He had that problem in the early part of the year, then began a strong run with tremendous number of wins going week after week.
10 laps remain now in this Hav-A-Tampa event, the 15th event of the season, as you watch Bill Fry come out of turn 4 behind Skip Arp. There's your leader, Wendell Wallace, on a smooth run around Rome Speedway tonight. High-speed racetrack, and Wallace is up to the task.
Wendell Wallace is demonstrating his big engine capabilities so well here tonight as he moves on the low side. Wendell loves the low side. As you can tell, he's worked it better than anyone tonight as he flies around the turn. His teammate, 17M Dale McDowell, puts a move on the outside of Clint Smith as they battle behind Ray Cook. Ray Cook continues to absolutely amaze us and do such a great job of holding these incredibly strong cars right off of him.
Your leader now is running out of turn number 4, and he's caught up behind a family affair. There he is, Father Freddie Smith and son Jeff Smith, just in front of Wendell Wallace. Wallace will go to the outside. He's trying to put both of these cars a lap down. There's just 7 laps remaining now as Wallace goes to the inside of Freddie Smith.
Again, Wendell Wallace's car just absolutely nails the corner with super speed down the back straightaway. Mark Miner now in a little bit of a battle with 2 cars coming up under him.
3 wide. Skip Arp tried to take it down between Mark Miner and Bill Fry. Both Fry and Miner know that time's running out. If they got anything left, they're going to have to try to make the charge. But meanwhile, when they're doing this battling, Wendell Wallace has already opened up a 5-car length advantage over Mark Miner, and he's stretching that now down the front chute.
Skip Arp in the 31 car, Bill Fry in the 66 look like a couple of raptors from Jurassic Park as they gang up on Mark Miner and chase him down. Mark fighting with everything, keeping the speed up, and that's just enough to get him into turn 3 and hold Wendell Wallace inside. But there's so little time left. 3 laps to go. 97 have been burned onto the track. Mark Miner's got to fight these 2 guys behind him. The 66 of Bill Fry definitely trying to pull himself into the closest finish he's had in weeks as he runs right now in 3rd, going to the low side, chasing down Mark Miner as the 6M car of Wendell Wallace just leaves him standing.
The Batesville, Arkansas driver a lap and a half away from picking up a $10,000 paycheck here. Clear sailing in front of him. Wallace out of turn 4. You'll see the white flag wave. The rest of the field still battling for 2nd and 3rd.
Wendell Wallace has it in his hands. The destiny that he wrote for himself is being fulfilled as the 6M car, the lead Monday Motorsports car, comes from turn 4 across the finish line for the $10,000 win and his 3rd win of 1997 in the Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing Series. Wendell Wallace.
Well, of a race here at Rome Speedway. A lot of excitement throughout the field. Wendell Wallace picks up Hav-A-Tampa win number 3 of 1997. It's Mark Miner with a tremendous run coming home in the 2nd spot. Bill Fry rallying late in the race to get by Skip Arp for 3rd. We'll take that spot. Skip Arp in 4th, and then it's Donnie Moran rounding out the top 5.
And, of course, it's a trip now to the scales to make it all official as Hav-A-Tampa officials determine the final order and its correctness. And we watch Wendell Wallace disappear into the crowd of transporters out there heading to the scale. Will he emerge victorious? We believe he will. When we come back, we talk to Wendell Wallace on the front straightaway from Rome Speedway in Georgia. Wendell Wallace has come out of the car. He's getting that cap just right, putting the Hav-A-Tampa winner's cap on as Ozzie Altman talks to him and tells us the story.
You guys had it going on tonight. Mark Miner was running strong up front. You got by him just short of the halfway point. What was going through your mind?
I tell you what, I knew we had a good car at the start. We just had to keep patience, and this race car was awesome. Joey helps us out on these cars, and we hit the tires and cut the tires up just right. My crew guys, they just do an awesome job. Last night we ran like, well, I don't want to say what we ran like, but them guys fought hard and come back today, and all they had to do was drive it.
Wendell, you were running a different groove than any other driver out there last night. Was there something down there on the bottom that was giving you an advantage?
Well, there was a little bit down there. My race car was good. I could really go anywhere I wanted to, but I felt like the bottom, I could save my tires down there better than anywhere.
Hey, this puts you in a tie with your teammate Dale McDowell on the all-time Hav-A-Tampa win list with 8. We can expect a lot more coming for you this year?
Yeah, I hope so. It's working out real good. Us teammates, we help each other on tires, and it seems like when I run bad, he gets a good run. So it's working out real good.
Mark Miner, one of the strongest cars I've ever seen you in. You look so awesome on the racetrack. Just that close.
Yeah, we were real close. Wendell Wallace had an awful strong car, but through the qualifying, the heat races, and the feature, up to that 50-lap mark, I thought we were awful close to a win there.
When I saw you in the pits, you had comments about another racetrack. Obviously, this racetrack suited you pretty good. good tonight.
Yeah, we've always been pretty good up here. We just never had any racing luck.
Racing luck, that's what Mark Miner calls it, as he finishes second here tonight at Rome against Wendell Wallace, who picks up his 8th career win and $10,000 while winning for the Monday Motorsports team in first. In third, of course, Bill Fry, a good, strong showing for a race car driver that won the 1996 Hav-A-Tampa shootout. Skip Art finishes 4th, Billy Moyer in 5th, and Ray Cook comes up to 6th tonight, another good showing for him. In 7th, Clint Smith picks up another good starting position and, of course, finishes well, followed by Dale McDowell, Donnie Moran finishing up in 9th. Rookie points leader Earl Pearson Jr. in 10th, followed by Jeff Smith and Father Freddie Smith in 11th and 12th. 13th, it's Johnny Verdon, followed by Jason Smith, Marshall Green, Gar Dixon, Dwayne Hughes, and Rex Ritchie. And the remainder of the field includes Granger Howell, Ronnie Johnson, Zach Nichols, Steve Russell, Tim Day, and David Gibson. Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing Series Television is brought to you by Ford Heavy Trucks, maker of the all-new Aeromax and Louisville Truck Series. Together, we can run the country. And by the Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing Series, America's biggest dirt track late model series. A-Sports radio communications are provided by Team One Communications, a great way to hear the race. Call Team One for your own scanner. A-Sports racing wear provided by Lombardo Custom Racing Apparel in Dallas. Call for information on Lombardo Custom Clothing. Hosting Alley Sports Marketing is the Holiday Inn Skytop in Rome, Georgia, featuring a chef's cuisine in the Skytop's Hackett's Restaurant and entertainment in Topper's Lounge. 200 beautifully prepared, comfort-filled rooms. Call the Holiday Inn Skytop for reservations in Rome, Georgia. Hav-A-Tampa Series television schedules across America will be found on the internet at www.asportsnet.com. All rights to this telecast are the property of A-Sports Marketing. Your VHS tape copy can be purchased for $19.95 plus shipping, handling, and applicable tax. Call 1-888-TAMPA-00 to order. The Hav-A-Tampa Dirt Racing Series television coverage is produced by A-Sports Marketing with the help of Stokes Productions for the television truck out of Nashville, Don Vermeulen, our editor, with Maverick Video in San Antonio, and, of course, John Walker, our director. Special thanks to Bob Westling for providing the great comfort and rooms at the Holiday Inn Skytop in Rome. And, of course, as always, a special thank you to Mickey Swims, Mike Swims, the entire Swims family owners of Rome Speedway. For Ozzie Altman, this is Trace Ali.